So I made a previous video on how to cut, during which I mentioned that to eradicate the wrinkling that can be on this part of the kaftan, it's ideal to slope the kaftan better, right? But now I discovered another, do I call it a quicker way people do to eradicate that wrinkling. So now they don't cut the shoulder slope, in my opinion, to be the exact. So they just cut, and what they now do after that is that they place an interfacing on it, they iron it to it. So yes, that method will work, but my own reservation with that is that because there's interfacing on the surface of the cloth, it's going to prevent the flowiness of the on that part of the cloth. So that part is going to look, when I say rigid or studied, it's going to look firm. It's not going to have the normal flow as with most other parts of the cloth. Now you can also read up on non-fuse, fusing and non-fuse, right? That's interfacing that have gum and those that do not have gum. So the ones that do not have gum actually make the garment look better, right, and makes it last longer, most especially for things like your corporate shirt collar. When the interfacing is not gummed to the collar lasts longer because it's easier to take out stains, right? Then, although that's by the way, but in the case of this kaftan, I've not tried using the interfacing on this upper, I don't know if the camera is showing what I'm talking about, on this upper region. So what they do is they just cut the shoulder slope and then they proceed to attach the interfacing, more like on this section of the cloth. Yeah, I will show a picture somewhere in the bottom of this video so you see how they do it, right? But what I don't know for sure is that, now let me even use this my pocket for reference. So you can see there's an interfacing on this pocket. You can see it now, just to make it stand and easier to sew, right? So now when you compare this part of the interfacing to the normal part of the fabric, you will see an obvious difference. So even when you try to still iron it, because the interfacing is there, the way it behaves, it's not like a regular flowy fabric. So I'm trying to imagine the whole upper region of the clothes looking the way this looks. I'm not sure that's good enough. But then again, if it works for you, well and good. But I just feel the need to like update what I previously said, because I implied basically that the only way to eradicate it is to cut the shoulder slope to the right slope of the person, and then I mentioned how you can achieve the shoulder slope. So in case you didn't watch the video, you can go back to it, but just note that if you are going to be attaching interfacing to it, ironing it to it, to make that part a bit harder so that you prevent the wrinkling, the side effect is that that part of the cloth should look like this against like this or like this. So it's going to want to have a similar appearance with the pocket, because the pocket also has an interfacing. Of course, we should know that, right? So yes, there are two ways to prevent the wrinkling. One is to actually cut it to slope the right way. Another one is just do your cutting and then attach the interfacing to it. Now, when interfacing is attached to the cloth, by the time you begin to wash and dry, you soak the clothes, literally, the whole clothes literally goes into the washing machine and it spins and all of that. So it also would affect the way the interfacing would perform over time. And I think that's a major reason why you don't dip your whole jackets into the washing machine, because of those complexities going on inside it, right? So I would still advocate for getting the shoulder slope right against putting the interfacing on it. But then again, if it works for you, all well and good. But it's also a good idea to, if you're just starting out, you are thinking either to get the shoulder slope right or put interfacing on it, you can try it for yourself and watch several times, like see the way it performs after 10 washes. If it looks in a way that is different from other parts of the clothes too, it might also be another thing to consider. Then also try it on white clothes, because if I presume if you are trying to make a fabric that is transparent and you have that layer thicker, right? I don't know what it might look like because it's transparent. So thank you for watching. Do follow for more.